Welcome to the Talk Film Society podcast. I am your co-host, Marcelo Pico, editor-in-chief of Talk Film Society, here with the final episode of the Awards Season Series 2024 with the co-host of this show, Siobhan Irving. Hello, Siobhan.
Hello, Marcelo. It's the final episode.
It's the final episode.
We're going to finally put it to bed. It's the final episode. We're going to finally put it to bed. We dug the grave weeks ago. We've added... How many episodes have we done? Like 12? We've done 12.
This is 12.
It is. Okay, so we've dug 6 inches every episode. So we are sufficiently 6 feet under.
Yeah.
And now we are going to lay the Oscars to rest with this episode.
Rest in peace, Oscars. That's right. This
2025.
Yes, this is the Oscar wrap-up episode.
2025.
Award season is done. This is the post-mortem. If you haven't listened to any episode that we've done so far this season, go back. Yeah, just pause this, go back and listen to the last 11 episodes. Hear us talk about how much we are confident in thinking Emilia Perez is going to win Best Picture about 3 months ago.
Right.
And then cut to now. Emilia Perez, Best Picture loser. And yeah, we're going to talk about Hollywood's biggest night.
That's what it is.
It's what it is.
That's what it's about. It's Hollywood's biggest night.
Siobhan, how much do you love the Oscars?
I love the Oscars. I love the Oscars, especially when I get to watch them.
Which you did mostly, right? Sunday night?
I mostly got to watch the Oscars this last Sunday.
The 97th Annual Academy Awards.
Let's just explain. Let me just explain a little bit off the bat. God, I just remember all these ads saying, watch the Oscars with Hulu. The Oscars with Hulu. The Oscars on Hulu.
Hulu won't let you down. They said that in the ads.
I was really excited about it. I was like, oh, cool. This is the first year that I don't really have access to cable. So perfect. That's great that they're finally doing a streaming option. It worked for the Super Bowl. It worked for the Grammys. It's worked for the SAG Awards even. And the Indies. So like, damn, this was a great. And I signed my little butt up for a month of Hulu. I didn't even try to hound a free trial out of them. I just paid for a month because I was like, you know what, whatever, who cares? And I was so excited. It was the time to watch it almost. It was getting to be 5:30 p.m. CST, and the red carpet stuff was on, and I clicked on it, and it said, not available in your area. And I was like, huh. And it confused me. And I got a little scared, but I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe this is just weird for some reason, and it's just the red carpet stuff. I went and checked. There was another app holding the ABC red carpet special. So I was like, okay, they just got their own deal for the red carpet separately from the Oscars. Fine, whatever. I'll go watch the red carpet there. And I did. I turned on the red carpet there, and it was on in the background. I never watched those. Who fuck watches them? And then it was time. It was 6 p.m. It was the Oscars. We've been waiting for this for 12 weeks at least. I'm here. Click it on the app. The Oscars, it's not available in your location. And I'm flabbergasted. I'm getting increasingly angry as time goes on. I keep refreshing and trying it again. I keep trying to check the website and see if my subscription is weird. And the website keeps crashing out. So their whole ass website was broken for a minimum 45 minutes. And so I spent 45 minutes trying to deal with that. I eventually figured out I have to upgrade to Hulu Plus Live TV, their $75, $90 subscription thing. It's just cable. And I was willing to do that because I know they have a 3-day trial, but again, their website didn't work. So what I had to do was, 45 minutes into the ceremony, I keep seeing all these tweets about how funny Conan is. And oh my God, did you see Kieran Culkin win his Oscar and talk about porking his wife? I'm getting jealous and I'm getting so pissed off. You cannot imagine how pissed off I was, Marcelo. You would not have wanted to be around me.
I can imagine, but we'll get to that later.
What I had to do was go to Fubo, which is one of these things that every time I see it, I'm just like, this isn't real. It's real, I guess. I went to Fubo, and they have a 5-day free trial of their essentially cable-like service. And I got the 5-day free trial there, and I watched the Oscars through Fubo, which worked like a charm. No issues with Fubo. Fucked up beyond our
minds.
It's over.
Yeah, and then it's over, just like the Oscars for me. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay? So I'm sorry you had that experience. Siobhan, you had a tough start to the Oscars.
It took close to an hour in before I got to start watching it.
Now, let me ask you this. Did you go back and watch any of the first hour of the Oscars?
No.
Okay. So, fortunately, I did watch the first hour. Okay. Before we get too far into it, I'll just say, yes, I had an issue, but the issue didn't arise until later. So
yours is almost more annoying.
Well, let me get into it.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, Elise, former guest of this show and co-host of Talk From Society, Stage to Screen, now streaming on all podcast platforms. Go to talkfromsociety.com/stage to screen to listen to all the episodes. Her and I had a guest over for the weekend. Elise's friend, Gianna. I'm sure she's okay with me revealing her name. Gianna and Elise have been friends for years, and they used to watch the Oscars together when they lived in the same city. But now Gianna lives in New York, and Elise is here in Austin with me. So Gianna decided to fly down to Austin for the weekend to hang out in Austin, but also to watch the Oscars with her best friend. Well, actually, I don't know if they're best friends. They're very good friends. I can't speak for both of them.
With some girl she knows.
So the three of us were watching it, and it started off great. We were there live. We started from the beginning. And by the way, I have Hulu, just regular ass Hulu with ads, and it was playing fine. No problems. The feed paused every once in a while, but no issues. And then cut to Sean. Hey, spoiler alert! Sean Baker won the Best Director Oscar, and he talks. I think this is his third win. It's almost like he knew that he had plenty of time to kind of like parse out what he wanted to say. Over the course of the night, I'm sure he told himself, "It's like by the time I win Best Director, this is exactly what I'm going to say." So he had the speech, out and ready. He read from it. He said very important things about the importance of, film distribution, theaters, the fact that they're dying, and we and us as a society needs to support them. And right when he was wrapping up, the Hulu feed for me stopped and cut to a screen saying, "Hope you enjoyed the show." Now, at this point, we knew there were two more awards left.
Best Actor and Best Picture. Still to come.
Best Actress.
Best Actress. Best Actress.
Two huge categories. Maybe the biggest ones of the night.
One of them, the biggest, for sure.
Yeah, one could argue the biggest award of the night. So, to tell, and maybe in the future, we'll have Elise back on this show to talk about her point of view, but I was so angry. I was furious. I wasn't shouting or anything, but I just was like somberly sitting by my computer, trying to look up what I was on Hulu's website trying to find a solution to this as the Oscars were not the feed had stopped. So what Gianna had to do and Elise had to do what they came up with on the fly was Gianna FaceTimed her husband who was in New Jersey. He put the phone, the camera of the phone on the TV so that Gianna and Elise would be holding the phone and watching the Oscars from a TV in New Jersey. Okay. Meanwhile, I'm like a few feet away on my computer, just pissed off, like Jesus Christ. but I could hear what was going on. I heard Mikey Madison's name. There was shock here in Austin between the three of us, but also I was furious. So a lot of mixed emotions. and then the feed didn't come back, and we had to also hear the news that Honora won Best Picture through the phone. But yeah, terrible end to the night. Thanks to Hulu's shitty service.
Gosh.
So on both ends, part of my French here. On both ends, they fuck us, Siobhan. The beginning of the feed and at the end of the feed, just a catastrophe of a night for Hulu.
Don't properly advertise. You have to be in certain markets to watch it, and then on top of that, their servers fuck up.
Yeah,
it's just for the Oscars, dude.
Yeah.
Did you know that Tubi, a free service that doesn't even really do live streaming or like that, they held the Super Bowl for anybody to watch for free without an account?
Yeah, that was something.
And it worked flawlessly?
Yeah.
Tubi, a free service that you cannot pay for if you tried.
Yeah.
Worked flawlessly with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Hulu, Disney-owned Hulu, cannot get the Oscars right.
I don't get... and by the way, guess who owns Tubi?
I don't know.
The Fox Corporation.
The Fox Corporation, wow.
Yeah. I guess, it is not owned by Disney. It is owned by Fox. I guess. I don't know. Rupert. It's Rupert's service. So Rupert, won out over Disney this time.
Hey, that man knows how to run a tight ship.
A tight ship. Anyway, okay. So up top, we want to say, as part of the news segment, Hulu sucks. Okay.
Fuck Hulu.
That's the news. Hulu sucks. We'll get to the Oscars coverage here in a bit, but we got to do this segment. We've done it all 11 episodes. Now we do it here. Siobhan, we got to talk about, hey, what is it that we've been watching?
What is it that I have been watching?
All right. So who wants to go
really
first?
Really quickly. Oh, who wants to go first?
Get the hockey puck.
I don't think there's anything to use the hockey puck for this episode. So fuck it, we're hockey pucking. Marcelo,
that's right.
What do you want?
One last time. I'll have heads.
You want the heads. All right.
Damn right.
Here we go. Oh, almost knocked over a bunch of shit. Gonna make this a good flip.
Flip it. All right, here we go.
It is tails.
Tails, Siobhan, it's up to you. Who goes first? Who goes last?
Me. I want to go first.
All right, go ahead. Tell us,
Captain
what is it they've
America,
been watching?
Brave New World.
What?
Huh?
You saw that?
Captain America craves nude girls.
Nude girls.
Craves nude girls. That's what I wish it was.
But no.
That's the porn parody.
Much more boring than that.
It was boring, man.
What a bummer of a movie, right?
Yeah, it was just nothing. It was just nothing. Truly nothing was happening for 2 hours. I mean, at least it wasn't too long.
Yeah.
But just, God, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it from anything or anybody. It just was a thing that was happening in front of me. That's truly all I can say about it.
What a bummer.
Much more excitedly, I can talk about the film. Well, I can unwrap my presents to find presents inside.
Wait a hell of a second.
Wait a lick.
You saw Soderbergh's presents?
I saw Soderbergh's presents.
Whoa. All right, I did not know about this. I saw your Letterboxd diary thing for Captain America: Brave New World. Right. I'm like, okay, Siobhan saw that. Okay, whatever. Move along. No news here. Nothing to report. But I didn't see a diary log for presents.
Because I hide things, Marcelo.
Again, as established in the last episode, you're a liar.
Wait, is it lying to withhold information?
Isn't that a thing?
Sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know in this case.
Okay.
In this case, I don't know that it is.
No. It's not like I asked you earlier this episode.
Did you ask me, did I watch anything? And I say, no.
then I specifically go, did you watch anything directed by Steven Soderbergh? You go, no.
No.
Did you watch his new movie, Presents?
No, good. I gotta go. No. Okay, I watched Presents.
What'd you think?
Obviously, a Hardcore Henry ripoff again.
Oh, yeah.
We do have to mention that. This is a Hardcore Henry and a Nickel Boys ripoff at this point. But I'm surprised this movie didn't exist already. Like, there has to be some other form of this movie out there. Because, like, it is a brilliant idea to like, first-person view of this omnipresent ghost that haunts a house that a family lives in and gets to see them live their lives. And like that is something that could be weaponized for great scares, or it could be used for some really powerful emotion. Like it can be either type of movie. I guess I haven't seen a ghost story. Is a ghost story kind of like that?
It's similar. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's it kind of treads. Well, Presence treads the same ground, but if you ask me, I think Presence is a bit better in what it's trying to achieve.
They only play with it a few times, but the few times where they have the ghost manipulate objects are really cool. Like when it picks up the notebook, it's just like I can see the CGI hands being painted out, and it's fun. But no, it's so like I went through a lot of death last year. My mother, my grandmother, a very good friend of mine, two childhood pets, and it's a thing like I'd like to feel like I can feel them like this film portrays ghosts. How they are there watching you. They're there watching over you. I don't know whether or not I can feel that. But I would, it's a nice thought to feel, right? And
yeah.
I was kind of worried a little bit with Soderbergh in particular, because I view a lot of his films as more creative, aesthetic exercises or studies than necessarily trying to get at the like full potential of the emotional core of a story. Like he's at best when he's experimenting, I think, or that's just what he's done most lately. I'm not saying that's across the board. He is very good at getting emotion out when he needs to. So I was just a little worried about that this would just be an aesthetic exercise when I was hoping for something profound and meaningful. And I was not, I was not let down. Like I got what I wanted. He cracked it. He went for the personal story that I found often quite touching and beautiful. I really adored Chris Sullivan's father character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also before you said this to me before, like when you had first seen the movie. What was more curious was you were like, I learned a cool new technique from this movie. And I was like, really curious. I didn't know what you meant, but now that I've seen the movie, like, you were one sick puppy, dude.
Okay. Are you talking about the cling wrap? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I'm not going to spoil it, but absolutely.
But yeah, I think it's a really wonderful film, and I don't think it's going to, but I would like it to get recognized as such.
Well, that's it's a thing.
Release.
Yeah, it's a thing I've been talking about with Soderbergh for a while. Even though he won an Oscar now 25 years ago, I think in the 25 years since he's won the Oscar, he's made so many projects, but so many interesting projects within those projects that a lot of them just go by unnoticed. And I think Presence is one of them. And I'm hoping, I know I don't think anybody has seen Black Bag yet, but I'm hoping Black Bag will get more attention. I'm going to assume it's going to be a good movie. I can only assume. I'd be surprised if it's a bad movie.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean.
But yeah, in my opinion, Present is more of a movie like Bubble, which to me is like one of his best movies, but thoroughly underseen. Like nobody's seen Bubble. But I hope Presence doesn't get buried and not buried because it had a release, but not too many people saw it because it was a January dumping ground movie. So, yeah. But I hope more people see Black Bag and once again talk about how great Steven Soderbergh is because I'm all for that.
I think the writing's really good. The writing is really good.
David Koepp.
David Koepp, yeah, he did great work.
Yeah, writer of Panic Room. Right? Say again.
That's not a pseudonym. That's not one of his fake people.
David Koepp. You know what? It sounds fake, David Koepp. But no, he is assuredly a real person. He wrote, of course, Jurassic Park. He wrote Panic Room. He wrote Spider-Man. He wrote and directed Secret Window, one of the worst movies I've ever seen in the theater. So he's got multitudes. But mostly a good writer. He wrote Black Bag.
All right.
But hey, look, if you want to hear me talk about Steven Soderbergh more, listen to Soderbergh Manifesto. Moving on.
I think I'm going to have to listen to the Soderbergh Manifesto episode on Presence for more information on this film. Now, last thing here. You might notice if you're a regular listener of the show, I had a segment. I had two segments, really. But called Schrader's Shooters, where I watched the films directed by Paul Schrader. I have not done that segment for a few weeks, and I guess I need to explain why. I thought I could fight back. And so for weeks, I've been looking over my shoulder everywhere I go. I've taken out countless armed goons assaulting me at all times of the day and night, and even some undercover agents they sent or plant around of Schrader shooters. Some are even disguised as people I know. It's so insidious, but I have to give up the fight. I have to stop fighting because Schrader shooters, they beat me.
Oh no, they beat you.
They kidnapped the two people that I cared most about in this world.
Oh, no.
District Attorney Harvey Dent and Assistant DA and my childhood sweetheart Rachel Dawes.
Oh, no. Wait a second. Sounds vaguely familiar.
They told me I could only save one, and they gave me their addresses. And so, of course, I went to save my love, Rachel. And it turned out to be a trick. And I was led into the warehouse where Harvey was.
No.
I saved him, but not before he became just horribly scarred. And my beloved Rachel is gone. So,
oh no,
I have to give in. They won. I am performing one last installment of Schrader's Shooters for this season in the hopes that the rest of my loved ones can be spared the fiery fate of my beloved Rachel Dawes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So, Marcelo.
Yeah.
I watched Paul Schrader's most recent film, 2024's Oh, Canada.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'll just tell you what I'll tell you what it's about really quick. Richard Gere, he plays an aged, renowned progressive documentarian, and he's in his last days of cancer, being interviewed for a documentary about his career, but instead he uses the interview as a confession of the more shameful parts of his past, including like many affairs and like cowardly behavior, things he's ashamed of, that he's done in his life. Richard Gere's wife is Uma Thurman, and the interviewer is Michael Imperioli. They are both former students of his. And then young Richard Gere is played by Jacob Elordi, and occasionally Richard Gere plays it himself.
Hubba.
Gere's fantastic. Struggling, and he's like really struggling with his his rapidly declining mental faculties, and psyching himself up to say these things that he's kind of forcing himself to say because he thinks it's the right thing to do, or he wants to save face, or I don't know. He wants to confess. This is his confession. His mind's going really rapidly, so he often has issues with his memory and spends a lot of time fighting himself in his head. There's this really nice push and pull dynamic as Uma Thurman keeps trying to get him to stop so he doesn't say enough to hurt his legacy or strain himself too much, and Imperioli kind of lightly pushes him to keep going because he can kind of suddenly tell that he has a real documentary on his hands when what he was doing was like some Canadian TV puff piece, you know? Mm-hmm. I want to say, don't go into this expecting some like dramatic revelations. It's a much more slight film than that. Like, he's just like a man that had many follies. He's not like a supervillain, you know. Like don't go expecting to be shocked to death by anything he did. But it was, the revelations are still quite. It's more like it's more realistic than that. It's more like just kind of like sad and pathetic. The revelations we get about his life. There is this lovely folk soundtrack that scores the entire film by I don't know if it's a band or a person named Phosphorescent. And it's based on a book by Richard Banks, who passed away in 2023. Schrader also adapted his book Affliction for a movie. And then Adam Agoyan's The Sweet Hereafter is also an adaptation of Richard Banks. Those are the only 3 adaptations that have come out of his works, but they're all pretty notable ones. Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's very good. Schrader's best? No, but like more of that ruminating on death and aging stuff and body failing and that kind of stuff, like and confessing and sins, like it definitely has a lot of his trademarks, and I did like it a lot. I'm not surprised it went completely under the radar, but I would have potentially considered it for Gere for actor, and definitely would have considered the score, the soundtrack. And maybe Uma Thurman, but yeah, it's a nice little movie. It is. Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. Now, can I ask, is there any point in which the protagonist writes in a diary?
Good question. I think so.
Okay, good.
I think in a flashback he might have a little pocketbook or something.
Okay, good.
But I'm not 100% sure.
All right, because otherwise I would have said you're a liar, Siobhan, and you didn't watch this movie. because there has to always be that scene. I've been wanting to see O Canada. I should see it. It intrigues me. I missed out on the last one he did, but I want to see this one. Okay, is that it? Is it all that
that is it?
Okay.
That I have all been watching.
That is it that you all have been watching. I have two that I want to talk about.
All right.
Okay, if you'll allow me.
Oh, please, Marcel, please.
Okay. All right. I'm opening up the diary. Here we go. Now, I did see two 2025 movies. Now, will these 2025 movies be up for Oscars next year? If anything, they're eligible because they're 2025 movies.
Two 2025 movies too, actually.
Oh, really?
Captain America and Presence. So,
hey.
I don't know. Hey, we'll see.
Anything's possible. I ended up seeing, I'll do it in this order. I saw Opus.
You saw Opus. Okay, I'm curious.
The new A24 movie from first-time director Mark Anthony Green and starring Io Debris and John Malkovich and Juliette Lewis and Amber Mid-Thunder from Prey.
Yeah.
I don't know about this movie. I don't know. I did not enjoy it. I'll say that. I wanted to enjoy it. If you don't know the premise, it's about this artist, John Malkovich, who, after a 20-year silence, says he has a new album out, and he invites journalists to his compound to listen to the album first, before anybody else. And then chaos ensues, and of course there's there's a cult and a conspiracy and weirdness. It feels like I've seen this movie before already. It feels like Midsommar. Right. It feels like Don't Blink. It feels like like too much up its own ass. I'm trying to think of another example. It's like I don't know. I know what it's trying to say. It's very I think you'd be very dumb if you come in and you walk out saying, "What is that movie about?" It very plainly tells you what it's about. And then by then you go, "So what?" You go, "Okay." You mentally told me this story that tries to be compelling but isn't, and it's something I already know. You've told me nothing. It's not that I'm angry with this movie. It's just that it feels like I've seen it. I've seen political, not political. I've seen social commentary done better in better movies. So whatever. I liked Io Debris in it. I liked John Malkovich. I liked Mid-Thunder. But this movie just falls flat for me. Whatever.
Bummer.
Opus. There are moments where I'm like, this is great, and then other moments I'm like, no. And then by the end I was like, no. Anyway, it's a bummer. One movie though.
Can I ask you if Mr. Holland ever makes an appearance?
At the very end.
Wow.
Yeah. He says Io Debris. He has a credits cameo. He comes in. Novocaine is the other movie I saw.
Oh shit.
Now this one I came in
interested in this.
This one I came in with low expectations, to be honest. Even though I do love star Jack Quaid. And I was interested in the cast because it also stars Ray Nicholson, son of Jack Nicholson, who I've seen in a few other movies.
Jack? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a couple. I've seen at least one Jack Nicholson movie. No, Ray Nicholson I've seen in other movies. I mean, he's in Smile 2, and he's super creepy in that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and also it stars Amber Mid-Thunder. Hey.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. She's getting out there.
Yeah, she's getting out there. So I like this movie. I like Novocaine. The premise is Jack Quaid plays a guy who feels no pain. based on a real life condition where the pain sensors in your body don't inform your brain that there's pain happening to you. That's that you get stabbed, you don't feel it. You get burned, you don't feel it. So it kind of has a superpower. What I was expecting was something kind of dumb, like trying to be like a Crank ripoff. I was worried to be too much like something like Bullet Train, where it tries to be funny and it's just very dumb.
That's the vibe I give off. Like, I still want to see it, but I get Bullet Train vibes a little bit.
I'm happy to report I think it's a bit smarter than Bullet Train. I think it's the first 30 minutes, they really make it. They try their best to just do a romantic comedy, and I fell for it. I'm like, okay, Jack Quaid, he's charming. Amber Midthunder, who's the romantic interest, like, she's charming as hell. I love that duo. So I got caught into the story of like these two coming together. So they're just so great, I think, as actors and performers. So seeing them together like for 30 minutes, just a straight like romantic comedy, I'm like, okay, this is pretty good. And then the movie progresses, and it's not a Crank, it's not a Bullet Train. It's something else. It is really violent, but also it's, it takes itself a little bit seriously. It's a little funny, I think it's good. I had a good time. I was surprised, more so than like other 2025 films. I think this is a solid one. I hope it makes a lot of money, because I think it's a Paramount movie, but it feels like it's fairly small. I can't imagine the budget's that big. But yeah, Jack Quaid continues to be an interesting actor to me. I liked him in Companion. Of course, I like him in the Scream movies. I like him on comedy podcasts. So I just hope he gets more roles like this. Very interesting roles. So yeah, that's my review of Novocaine. Hey, it's good. Go see it if you like action romance comedies. It's a pretty good one. So there. That's it. That is all that I've been watching.
Great.
Are you happy now?
I'm very happy now. I'm excited to see that Novocaine whenever it hits home.
I liked it. All right.
I liked it. I did see Kundun.
Well, hey,
it's good.
We'll talk about that in another series. All right. Now look, it's time we get to it. We have to finally talk about the Oscars for real this time, okay?
The Oscars.
Let's just get through this. Come on.
97th annual.
97th annual Academy Awards. Siobhan.
Started in 1927.
All right. So how do we do this? I have the list of categories. Should we just go through them one by one? Now,
you want to do that? Have our pick sheets out?
Yes, I have mine in front of me. Now, yes, we each filled out a ballot. We each had predictions, and we're not going to reveal how we did until the end. But if you keep count, you'll figure it out. But yeah, so let's go from. Okay, on my sheet, the first thing is the screenplays, original and adapted.
Original and adapted. Okay, I'm finding them. I'm finding them. I'm finding them.
Okay.
I'm finding them. I'm finding them. I'm finding them. I'm finding them. I found them.
Okay. So the winner for adapted screenplay was Conclave. Did you put down Conclave as your winner, Siobhan?
I got Conclave, and I like the win. Now, after seeing Nickel Boys and Sing Sing, I would have preferred one of those two walking away, preferably Sing Sing, actually. But I like Conclave winning. It's not a bad choice at all. And then, so that's my opinions, but I did get it right.
Yeah. I did get it right as well. And I'm fine with the win. I would have picked Nickel Boys and Sing Sing was my number 2 in that category, and then Conclave, and then A Complete Unknown, and then whatever piece of shit is left is 5. But yeah, solid win. I'll admit this one was kind of easy for me because I did some research and I looked around and I go, okay, what's everybody else gonna pick for adapted screenplay? And it seemed like Conclave was the obvious front runner, so I'm like, okay, Conclave. Now, original screenplay. Now here's where I kind of went with my gut. And sometimes you got to go with your gut on these because otherwise, because not everybody can be right. Not every predictor, not every analyst is going to get all these right. So, Siobhan, what did you put down for original screenplay?
Original screenplay, I chose A Real Pain. I thought it was a quick, breezy 90 minutes. I did get to see it before the ceremony, and I did enjoy it quite a bit. Quick, breezy 90 minutes, kind of witty, kind of touching. It just felt right to me, like the right kind of screenplay, giving it to not that Jesse Eisenberg's a new voice, but like it's a little bit of a recognition thing, but also at the same time rewarding a newer person. And it just felt like an Oscar-y screenplay movie to me. I'm not 100% sure why. It just did. I got vibes.
Siobhan, I went the same way. I also put down
A Real Pain.
I also put down A Real Pain. Thinking, yeah, kind of like what you said, and also, yeah, it felt like it was one of those like spread the love around moments. Even though I should have went with my other gut. I have many guts here. I have one gut telling me, okay, A Real Pain, much like I think it was Anatomy of a Fall winning. I forget what category. Last year's winners was Anatomy of a Fall and American Fiction, right? Neither one won, Best Picture. So I thought, okay, there'll be a split here too, like Conclave and A Real Pain. A Real Pain didn't even get nominated for Best Picture, but I'm like, okay, it could still get a screenplay now win, but no, Anora won. I should have went with my gut and stuck with like Baker winning 4.
There's some fact like it's been a long time. It was something like 17 years or something that since there's been a Best Original Screenplay winner who didn't also direct one of the Best Picture nominees.
Interesting.
Like one of the writers that won wasn't also a director for one of the nominees.
Interesting.
And I knew that fact, and I was like, I'm going against the grain. We're breaking a record, and the same record exists for adapted, but it's less years. It's only like 7 or 8 years.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so screenplays,
but like Anora won.
Anora won, and hey, I was happy with that win.
I was happy with the win.
We're going to keep talking about Sean Baker throughout the recording, so get ready for that.
This is where he made his sex worker stance, which
yes,
I'm glad. Hey, if I'm only going to get up on the stage once, this is what I'll say. I'm glad that he chose that.
Yes. So good.
And it was a good speech. Look, I'll just say it now. He made 4 good speeches.
Yeah.
Which is actually amazing. I loved people trying to tear down, seeing people on Twitter trying to tear down the Anora script by putting it next to other scripts of the year, like that just have more words or whatever. And then on the Anora one, it's like she calls somebody a faggot or whatever. Well, you didn't rape me because you're a faggot. That's one of the lines. And it's written in the script. And it's like, yeah, you're making me like it more.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. I probably personally would have went with like Brutalist here, but it's okay. I'm glad Anora won. I
don't want to fully get into the Anora discourse because it's
There's
Tuesday.
There's a lot of Anora discourse. Jesus Christ.
It's Tuesday, March 4th, and we're
heavy.
We're still
like real discourse. This is like legitimate fucked up shit.
Yeah, we're knee deep in it. It sucks. Okay, I don't know what to believe in regards to some quote unquote news, asterisk news. But you know, I guess I'll say it now. I'm still very happy Nora won. I'm very happy for Sean Baker. I'm happy for the overall message that he, the messages, I guess plural, that he conveyed in all of his speeches. It's going to take a lot for me to, go back on that. I would need more hard evidence of the rumors and certain things said about the production of Nora.
I need to see some. I need to see some more backups of this.
Yeah.
And if what was said was true, it should be easy to find people to back it up.
Exactly. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of those rumors. I don't know if you heard this, Siobhan, but it did spread.
By Fleetwood Mac.
No. Did you hear that album? Did you hear about them making that album? Crazy. Look, those rumors that the editor of Fury Road didn't end up editing any of it and took the credit because because she was married to George Miller, right? And that all was based on a post, maybe I think like on Tumblr, of a guy who claimed to work on the movie, and I've seen that passed around, and I told myself, okay, it could be true, but I need another source. I need other people to come in and back this up, because so far it's just one. It might have been attributed to somebody, but it didn't feel real. So that I'm getting kind of that vibe of some Sean Baker stuff coming out. Now, I'm not referring to the account he follows. I think that's supremely dumb.
Wow.
I guess we'll get into it. I can't remember if I said this on mic on an episode, but I'll say this now. On the record, I went to go see a screening of Red Rocket with Sean Baker in attendance here in town. And in retrospect, kind of wild for me to be there, because I saw pictures of that screening, reposted on the film. I saw it at the Austin Film Society. They reposted some photos of that screening, and I tried to see if my head was in those shots. But anyway, I had an issue with how Sean Baker responded to a question. It's been many years, but
I vaguely remember this.
Yeah. He was asked in so many words about, like, do you make art? Do you make films for? See, it's been so long, I can't remember. But essentially, the person asking the question was trying to get him to talk about politics and films and who he makes films for, or who can enjoy his films. And he basically said, I don't make films for either side. I'm kind of in the middle. Which at that in that time, I'm like, really, guy. It was too much of a centrist take for me. I didn't enjoy that response. And then I think that same week, people went on his Twitter and said, "Hey, why is he following these accounts?" So back then, people were talking about it, and now we're back to that. We're back to who he follows, why he follows them, is it for research, all this stuff. So it feels like the conversations we were having back then, some of us we're having again. And I'll say this: I made peace with Sean Baker. I told myself it's about what the filmmaker says and does, rather than who he follows, and yeah. But you see what I'm saying, Siobhan? I'm kind of like to the point where, like, well, he needs to tell me he's a bad person. It's not clear enough that he's a bad person. I need more evidence.
I agree. I do too. Like I'm not. I know a little bit, okay, and not a ton. I know a little bit, and it makes me want to believe that he is a decent human being. He's just kind of maybe dumb, or does dumb things a little, like a bit. But like I have to believe through watching his work.
But that's another thing. Yeah,
that just doesn't add up. Like I don't know.
It's gonna be stupid to say, but I think his heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
which maybe to some people is like maybe too much of a letting him off the hook. But that's just how I feel. Hey, it's a messy thing, I think. And I was talking to somebody about this just today, actually, of like, well, we've had Emilia Perez controversy, we've had the Brutalist controversy, we've had Honora controversy. The only one that's getting off clean is Conclave. And the person we talked to said, well, what about the Catholic Church? I go, okay, wait. It's been a messy award season, I guess is my point. So I got to pick my winners. I got to pick my losers. But it's difficult sometimes. But I'll say this. I'm happy with Honora winning. I'm happy for Sean Baker. Until I learn more and have to delete this episode.
Yeah, look, if it happens, it'll be a huge bummer to me. But like a huge bummer. Because like a thing went around on Twitter recently to name your top 10 directors. I put Sean Baker on there, and so like I really admire the guy and love his work. So like if anything comes out that makes me have to question that, look, I'll be bummed, but whatever. People suck, guys suck. Fuck it all. What's next, Marcelo?
Exactly. Fuck it all. All right, so that was Sean Baker talk. I don't think we need to talk too much about him anymore, right? He's not winning any more awards.
That's it, yeah. The Sean Baker end.
Best sound, best visual effects. Let's get these two out of the way.
I gotta find them. All
right, I'll start with visual effects.
Visual effects. I found visual effects first, okay? So great that we're starting there. Perfect.
Dune Part 2, that was my pick, and it won.
Same.
Solid win, I think.
Same.
I was this close to putting down Better Man, but I thought better.
I saw people saying this was a surprise, and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No.
Like, I don't know. Like, you don't have to, I don't know. It looks like kind of more the same from the first, but it still looks insane. Like, I don't know how the fuck they did any of this. I can grasp how they did Better Man. They put a guy in a suit. Like Dune Part 2, I'm like completely at sea. I don't know.
Yeah. I agree. Now, my folly was sound. So if you want to skip over to sound, Siobhan.
Trying to find it. Don't fucking say it. I found it.
Okay, now here's another moment where I went with my gut. Much like original screenplay, I went with my gut. I put down A Complete Unknown. Because I've said this all season. I said, hey, that movie, if anything, sounds good. And I thought people will also think it sounds good. But apparently, no. They thought Dune Part 2 sounds better. So Dune Part 2 won that, and I gotta mark off for sound.
I gotta say, I also got this one wrong. I also chose A Complete Unknown.
Great.
I just thought, hey, the concert movie, it does sound good. It does.
Yeah.
And like the only other one that was in contention for me really was like Wicked, I guess, which is for the same reason. I didn't even think of Dune Part 2. I don't think I would have landed on it. I would have thought Emilia Perez first. Because like that movie at least does go from like quiet to loud pretty often. There's a big range of sound. But whatever. Complete Unknown. Not to spoil things, but big goose egg on the night. Mm-hmm. Nothing for it.
The Complete Unknown, more like a complete shutout.
Yeah, right.
You're right. What, right?
Gonna stay unknown for the rest of your life.
Like a Rolling Stone, more like a Stone rolling.
Watch.
Stonewatch. JFK.
Yes.
Who benefits? Follow the money.
From left to right.
Back and to the left.
Back and to the right. Yes.
All right, next one. Original song and original score. Let's go to original song first.
Fuck. I gotta find it. Original song. I see it.
Here we go. So, okay. I was this close to putting down The Journey from the 688. I thought, okay, Emilia Perez, the controversy, the backlash, it'll affect it. I thought to myself, maybe Zoe Saldana's award will be the only award it wins. And I go, okay, Diane Warwick, this is your time. Finally, The Journey will get you the Oscar. I was this close to putting it, but no, I went with El Mal, and I got it right. El Mal. What about you, Siobhan?
Hey, Diane, it's about the journey, okay, not the destination. I also picked El Mal. I didn't have troubles with it. I still, by the way, only until they played it at the ceremony did I know which song this was.
Yeah.
I just kept seeing El Mal as the one that'll win, so I'm like, sure, yep. I did not think the controversy would affect it this far. I thought it would win. I thought it was very funny that Jacques Audiard had songwriting credits, so he went up on stage for this wearing a hat that said Emilia Perez on it.
What an asshole.
What an asshole. Wearing his own movie's swag to the Oscars.
And I'll quickly say, fuck him, and what he said and didn't say backstage.
They asked him about trans rights or something, to comment on transgender rights or something. And he said, I didn't win. Just keep it moving. What a piece of shit.
What a piece of shit. So, fuck him. He has an Oscar now, so good for him, I guess. All right. Original score. Scroll to that, Siobhan.
I got it up.
Okay. This was an easy pick for me. People were saying it was going to win. I had a good feeling. I think the only one that had a legitimate shot of dethroning the winner was Conclave, but I'm like, eh. So, of course, I went The Brutalist. What about you, Siobhan?
Yeah, see, I went for the one that could deep throat the winner. I went for Conclave.
Oh, okay.
It was only because of... My main thought was just same guy that did the All Western Front score, that apparently they loved that, and I never saw it in that score, and I tried to listen to the Conclave score, and I didn't hear it in that either. So I was like, you know what, maybe they'll just love this one too. I'm glad the Brutalist won, because I think that actually is a remarkable score. And again, the 4 notes of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Ba 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 how they incorporated the Family Guy theme song score into the Brutalist was really beautiful.
Incredible.
I thought.
And also, should we point out the winner of the Brutalist Best Score Oscar? I'm gonna pull up his name. But
we should point out that he looks like Dracula, right? We should make fun of him.
Okay, one of the most. I don't know why everybody thought that all at once.
What the fuck are we all doing?
By the way, Daniel Blumberg. Daniel Blumberg, if you're listening, I think you're great. You have an Oscar. You've truly made one of the best scores like of the year, deserving win, but also you look like fucking Dracula.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
You're skinny and bald, dude. What the fuck? You're like a lanky ass, like you lanky dumbass up there.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't exactly call it bullying. The man's receiving an Oscar, but like it's just like I don't know. Why are we all doing this?
I know.
Why?
To me, it started here live as it was happening.
Did it happen?
Elise and Gianna were both saying, "Look, Nosferatu just won an Oscar." I go, "What?" And then I look down at the Discord. The Talk from Society Discord, I see the same thing happening. I go, what's happening?
Like 6 people saying the same joke.
And then a friend of mine...
Twitter's full of it, too.
A friend of mine sends me an Instagram post saying the same thing. Everybody had the same thought, which was wild to me. But good for him, though. He won an Oscar. I'm sure he got laid. All right. Next one. Let's do these two. Best costume design, best production design.
I see costume design here.
Okay, costume design. I went with Wicked. I felt like it was a slam dunk. Okay, Wicked, and I got it right. Yeah, Wicked won. Would you put
absolutely?
Down? Yeah. Okay. Good.
Slam dunk. I loved the intro for this.
Yes.
They did the like actor intro that they did last year, but they did it for this below the line category instead.
Yeah.
Where they talk about the work the work of the people that had to design it, and like they point out like, yeah, you're not making 4 outfits for the principal characters, you're making 300 outfits for like all the extras and shit.
Yeah,
like yeah, that stuff's easy to forget. Like I've never gotten that out of my mind since hearing about what they had to do to dress up like all the orcs in how much chainmail they had to hand make to dress up all the orcs and soldiers during Return of the King. Mm-hmm. Like that amount of work is just insanity. And like I try to keep that in mind for best costume design. That guy I'm seeing out there, like in the back there eating food, and he's barely on the screen at all, and he's out of focus. They gave him a costume. Mm-hmm. Anyway, yeah, Wicked. I went with Wicked. I was a little tempted by Nosferatu. I'm just going to say every category that Nosferatu's in, I was a little tempted. A little bit.
Yeah. But you thought better. I'll say this. I'll be honest. I was never tempted. I always held my ground. I knew deep in my heart that...
Stand your ground.
I stood my ground.
You're in a stand your ground state.
I knew in my heart of hearts that as much as the Academy likes to tease us and say, "Hey, we love horror," we love all types of films, including horror. I thought, get out of here, okay? We're lucky that we got the Substance and Nosferatu in categories, but there's just so much they can do. They're always going to stick to their guns and say horror is less than, and we'll talk about that later. I want to shout out the best costume design for Wicked was won by Paul Tazwell, who was the first black man to win in that category. So that was incredible. Okay, best production design. Siobhan, if you have that up, I can go through it.
I chose Wicked, the winner.
You got one over me because I picked The Brutalist.
Wow. The movie about production design, Marcelo?
Yeah.
Really? Dude, come on.
I was convinced by somebody who wrote, sure, Wicked was kind of the shoe-in, not shoe-in, it was like the front runner. It had so much juice behind it. Of course it's going to win Best Production Design, but I go, wait a second. This analyst is telling me that people love that library. They're not going to get over that library. That library has that power to triumph over, big lavish sets.
See, that's what it is for me. Is like, I would be pissed about this normally. Like, from what I've seen in Nosferatu, it looks incredible. Dune, I don't really get it. I get Dune out of there. Conclave, I think, is insane. Brutalist, I think, is insane. Like, there's like 3 great winners there, and then Wicked, I'm like, whatever. But it's the library that gives it to it. Like, for me, like that, I think that big set that they made, and it's clearly practical. It looks so cool that pushes it over the edge. It's literally one set for one song in the movie. Mm-hmm. Did it for me.
Yeah. I should have went with what a lot of people were saying, and but I went small. But yeah, they went with Wicked, which no surprise really. So I got that wrong. You got that right. Let's move on. Let's go to... I'm trying to pair these up. Let's do makeup and hairstyling and cinematography. Okay, makeup and hairstyling first.
Makeup and hairstyling.
Okay, so this was a lock for me. I thought there's no way this is not going to win. I picked The Substance, and it did win. Siobhan, what did you pick?
It was not a lock for me. I thought it could go one of 3 ways. Again, whenever Nosferatu was nominated, I was tempted. But I did pick The Substance.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I just was not confident about it.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Best Actress award, but if there was anything the Academy is willing to award The Substance, it had to be this, right? If it walked away with something, it would have been this. It would have been very weird if it didn't win this. Not weird. I would have been angry. It's a win for horror in a very specific way. I was just ecstatic. It wasn't the most ecstatic I've been. I will let listeners know when I was the most ecstatic about a win, but this was, on the high end. I was very happy that the team behind The Substance won this award. So it's makeup and hairstyling. Next, cinematography. Now, I think this is another lock for me. I put down the front runner. I kind of told myself, yeah, The Brutalist, there's no way this is going to lose. It feels like this was always number one for me as in terms of winning this one. Siobhan, what'd you put?
This is a 4-way split to me. I did not think this one was like a front runner category. I thought Brutalist had the highest chance, but then I also thought like Dune has to have a good chance. I knew Maria won that one award, and I was like, a career thing. Maybe everybody gets on board for that. And like I said, every category that Nosferatu was in, I was tempted. And I was most tempted by this category. I chose Nosferatu.
Whoa. Okay. You know what? There is a precedent for like, interesting wins here in this category. But yeah, if only I was tempted. If there's one I would have went with that was The Brutalist, I would have put Maria, because it has that sort of it's finally his time feel. It's Ed Lockerman who's the cinematographer for that.
Yeah.
But I thought for a second maybe he'll take it. But no, I stuck with my guns. And it was a deserving win. I loved how many awards The Brutalist won. Maybe should have won 1 or 2 more, but this was a solid win again for The Brutalist.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the one that should have won, in my opinion. Like,
yeah,
it looks incredible. B, they're working with technology that hasn't been worked with like this for 60 something years.
True. Yes.
Like, it's just like. It's one of those ones that's just like, if you don't give it to this one, you're stupid. Unless you're giving it to Nickel Boys. But apparently that one, just wasn't an option, I guess.
I guess the Academy thought it looked like dog shit, which is like, okay, you don't need to say that.
Not even the Academy, the Academy of Cinematographers. They were like, this shouldn't be. Cameras don't do this.
No.
Camera can't be eyeball.
No, camera can't be eyeball unless you Soderbergh. I think that's what they said. All right, so The Brutalist cinematography. Next, why don't we knock out the shorts? All right, I think it's shorts time. Let's go animated short film first.
So I'm just going to say up top, my thing with the shorts, I don't look up the odds. I just go based on my intuition. I go what the universe tells me, how I feel when I read the names. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to, most years this works. This year it didn't quite work. This year I said Wander to Wonder, and the winner was In the Shadow of the Cypress.
Yeah. I do look at the odds. I do look at what people say. And I got this wrong anyway. I put down Magic Candies, and In the Shadow of the Cypress won.
I go never tell me the odds. That's what I say.
Was that from Indiana Jones?
Oh. It's Han Solo line there.
So, okay. We both got that wrong.
This thing can do the Kessel run in 4.2 parsecs.
Documentary short film.
Damn it, Chewie.
So which random film did you pick here?
I know. Which one? Documentary?
Hey, Jabba. I don't know you, money. Leave me alone.
Hey, Lando, thanks for the shit, brother. I picked The Only Girl in the Orchestra.
Hey, and you won. You got that right.
I won. See? Sometimes it works.
Yeah. I went with odds, and for this one, and I went, okay, a lot of people are saying I Am Ready Warden. By the way, I've not seen any of the animated short films. I've not seen any of the documentary short films. So, according to the odds, I Am Ready Warden was up top, but lost. I lost. The Only Girl in the Orchestra won, and Siobhan beat me out there. So, congrats, Siobhan. Now, live action short film. I don't remember if I said this last episode, but I did see all these in a theater.
Yeah, talk about them. What do we got here? Alien, Anuja, I'm Not a Robot, The Last Ranger, The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent.
Now, if I were to rank these in regards to quality, from my point of view, like which ones I thought were the best to not so best. Best to worst, you could say. I'd put like Anuja up top, then Alien, then The Man Who Would Not Remain Silent, then The Last Ranger, and then I'm Not a Robot. I think the top four for me are solid social commentaries. They tackle serious subjects in a very interesting way. Meanwhile, I'm Not a Robot, my number 5, is just kind of just literally a concept I've seen many times before. Kind of funny. Goes on for too long, even though it's a short. I go, I don't see why it was nominated. It looks good, but it's fine. And that ended up winning. I'm Not a Robot wins. And I did not put that down. I put down The Last Ranger, which I thought... The Last Ranger is about white elephants in Africa being hunted. It uses like real footage of animals being hunted, and it tells a very serious, somber story. I go, okay, the Academy loves animals, so this feels like it's a movie they'll go for. And of course, I was wrong. It's what I can't imagine. Everybody in the Academy watches these shorts. I'm sure they're just going by titles.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick these.
That's my thought.
It's hard to pick these.
And the title that came to me was The Last Ranger. I thought it was. Okay. I assumed cowboy thing. I'm like, hey, cowboys are cool.
But hey, the Academy thinks robots are even cooler. So. Yeah. By the way, very weird to see I'm Not a Robot, and it's basically the same premise as Companion, which is just it's a better thing. Sorry, I'm Not a Robot, but I think you're the worst of the 5, and you got an award. So congratulations! All right, congratulations. Let's see. Let's go to these two next. You ready, Siobhan?
I have a feeling these ones are going to be pretty big.
Yeah. Let's go to film editing and then international film.
Okay. All right. Well, one of them's pretty big.
I think they're both pretty big.
Well,
film editing
best
first.
film editing. Man, I'm looking at this now, and I think I just didn't know what to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up, didn't know. I picked Conclave, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick Emerson, you caught me wrong. I really didn't think it would be a Nora just because Sean Baker was the editor. Like, I was just like, there's no way. It's not going to be that cool. And, hey.
Yeah, I went with a Nora, and I got it right. A Nora won, which I'm happy for because I always love when a director is their own editor.
How many times has that ever happened? Like, Best Picture winner is edited by the filmmaker. Has that ever happened?
I think I want to say Alfonso Cuarón won for Gravity. Okay. I'll look it up real quick. But yeah, I think this was the first win of the night for Baker.
But Gravity didn't win Best Picture.
Oh, so wait. So your question is, how many times has a director won
a Best Picture winner?
Oh, I see.
Also been edited by the director of the movie.
Oh, I don't know.
By the and like, I just say this now: Sean Baker won 4 awards for one movie. He won editing, directing, screenplay, and Best Picture, which is the most awards anybody has ever won for one movie.
Mm-hmm. In one night. Yeah.
In one night.
As somebody who was it?
They used to put the Oscars on over 7 days, and sure, it happened a lot back then. But no.
Yeah, and they would only do 30 minutes each night. Everybody would get dressed up and be there for 30 minutes and then leave. Okay, so I of course did not pick a Nora for original screenplay. I should have realized it was going to go down the way it went down, because we'll talk about it in a bit, but it felt like as soon as a Nora won film editing, it was in the bag for a Nora.
I felt like that.
Yeah, so that's why I picked a Nora, because not to tip my hand, but there's a reason why I picked a Nora in film editing, and there's a reason why I picked a Nora in Best Picture. Okay, next one. International feature film. Now this one before they handed it out, or as they were announcing the nominees, I got a bit worried. Okay, I feel like if Emilia Perez somehow won this, I think a Best Picture win from Emilia Perez was still in the cards. Would have still been in the cards. Okay? So, for me, the death knell of Emilia Perez winning Best Picture would have been a loss here. Thankfully, I put down I'm Still Here, and thankfully that won Best International Film.
Yep. I also put down I'm Still Here.
Okay, good.
My rationale being, like, it was the same rationale you read off from, like, a tweet from one guy that was like, well, the film got kind of surprise nominated after Fernando Torres won for the Golden Globe. People started watching the movie, and then it got nominated for Best Picture. So more people are starting to watch the movie. It's going to be the most recent thing on their mind, and then the Emilia Perez shit happened to bring that down. So I was like, I'm Still Here. They liked it. It's still on their mind. They're going to vote for that over Emilia.
Mm-hmm. I also mentioned this. Brazil, this is their first Academy Award for International Film.
Is that right? Wow.
That's right. And Brazil is, talk about being just so enthused about like a thing. Yeah. Brazil.
You saw the same clip I did, right?
I saw a few clips. I think there's one clip of like them projecting in Brazil, projecting the Academy Awards on the side of a building.
On the side of a huge fucking high-rise, like 5-story building or something.
Hundreds of
huge
people.
crowd of people.
Hundreds, maybe 1,000 people.
Like you would imagine for a soccer game, kind of makes sense, but for the Oscars, and they just go ballistic when I'm Still Here wins.
I love that clip. I love them, not booing any other nominee other than Amelia Perez.
Right?
They straight up booed Amelia Perez.
They actually clapped for like Flo. Yeah, they were actually happy about Flo, but they booed Amelia Perez.
And then whenever Amelia Perez lost, but when I'm Still Here won, they went crazy. Yeah, like you said, like a football game, like a soccer game. And this was a huge moment here. I applauded, I cheered, I go, yes. First, because I liked the fact that I'm Still Here won for Brazil, and that was a big win for Brazil. And also the fact that Amelia Perez lost. So, fantastic outcome here. And of course, another one right for me.
This looks like a really good category, honestly. I haven't seen The Girl with the Needles, but like See the Sacred Fig, I've heard so many good things about it. I'm going to watch it soon.
Yeah.
Flo, I know is great. I'm Still Here. I believe it. Mm-hmm. And Amelia Perez just... So, like, this is a great category.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, next one. Why don't we do another big one? Let's go straight to this one. Why don't we do these two? In this order. We'll do documentary film and then animated film.
See, this is what I thought was going to happen last time when I was like, this is going to be a big one.
Yeah, these two are the big ones. Documentary film.
Ones. Two big natties here.
All right. I'm going to be honest. And hey, you don't know, Siobhan. I probably just lied in the last 90 minutes of this episode. And now I'm being honest, okay? Let me be honest right now. I was looking at the odds. I was looking at predictions. A lot of people were saying Porcelain War was going to win documentary film, but I go no. I'm going to go with the one I've seen, and the one I do think is the most important from what I've read, because I haven't seen the other ones. The one I think will send a good message. So many factors going into me picking No Other Land, and that's what I went with. And I thought, okay, maybe this is going to be another one where the Academy has to. It feels like they must honor another, Ukraine/Russian war documentary. This would be like maybe the third they do in like so many years. If they pick Porcelain War, but no, they went with the No Other Land. I got this one right. Siobhan, what did you do?
Yeah, I picked No Other Land. This was my favorite one of the night. Ecstatic about it. Like fuck yeah.
Yeah,
and it's awesome. They gave a great speech. It's great that like everybody was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it winning. Very. Just touching speech, incredible win, important win. So good. This is why the Oscars are good. like this win in particular. I'm like, yes,
this is the Oscars.
This is the Oscars. But we both got that right. So that's what's most important beyond anything.
Yes.
All right, next one, animated feature film.
Hey, you want to talk about something being Oscars? This is Oscars too. This is a great win, okay?
I'll say this. As much as I do think No Other Land winning Best Documentary may be the most important win of the night, my favorite win of the night is this one. I was ecstatic. And this happened early on in the ceremony. I don't know if you watched this live, Siobhan.
I don't think I got to see this one.
No, I think it's the only time they did this. I guess because it was animated. I come to think of it, they must have also done it for the animated short. But anyway, yes, Flo won animated short film. I went with my heart more than my gut here. I put down Flo to win. even though I thought it's going to be the Wild Robot, but I could not put down the Wild Robot. I had to pick Flo, and I'm glad I did. Yes, amazing win, my favorite win of the night. And I think what tipped it over the edge was they put a little graphic behind the team who won of the black cat, the star Flo, right next to an Oscar, and it was the cutest goddamn thing I've ever seen in my life. So, and again, I have to remind people who don't know, I have a black cat. I own a black cat. I love my black cat.
He's biased.
So
he's biased.
I'm very biased, but I love.
I also have a black cat, but I'm less biased.
My favorite win of the night. I loved it winning over the Wild Robot. It feels like a true underdog story, much like I think Godzilla, much like Dodgeball when that won that Oscar for Best Picture, and also when Godzilla -1 won for Best Visual Effects. Like those types of wins from a little team that feels like they have a lot of heart. Oh, yeah, love it, Siobhan.
Yeah. And Flo is exactly the type of thing I'd love to see more of. I've talked about it on the last episode when I saw it. But yeah, I also picked Flo. There wasn't a doubt in my mind. I thought it would win.
Great.
I 100% believed in it. And glad it came true. Now, I just realized I might have seen this one live because I'm remembering a joke here that's going to lead me to want to take a little break to talk about some other stuff. But I remembered a joke when Conan came out after this. He said, this is the first Oscar that the country of Latvia has ever won. Balls in your court, Estonia. I'm like, I thought that was a funny bit, a funny joke. So look, I did not get to see a lot of Conan. I missed the whole beginning. I got to see a few interstitial bits like that. That's all I got to see of Conan. And I thought they were pretty decent like that one to just acceptable. None of them were bad, but I never went like crazy laughing, The Dune Sandworm on the harp was kind of funny. But, so in my, look, it's very tainted by the fact that I missed almost the entire first hour. But in my opinion, I liked last year's Oscars more. And I also got to watch that one with my mom. But I just was Conan good? Did he live it up? Was the beginning good? The monologue, the wicked opening? Talk about it.
Let's get into it now, and then we'll do the final stretch of awards after this.
Yeah.
I liked Conan a lot. I was overall satisfied with him hosting. I'm very biased because Conan, was my favorite talk show host. I think still is my favorite talk show host, even though he's not a talk show host anymore. But I don't think anybody can surpass him. There's a huge reason why I laugh at certain things is because of him and his TV show. Growing up watching that. So yeah, I was thrilled watching the Oscars hosted by one of my favorite people ever. It wasn't like as funny as I think other award shows he's done in the past. Like I don't think it, and also maybe that might be nostalgia talking because I remember very much laughing at like his Emmys years and years ago. But man, some jokes really got me. Some bits that the movie theater bit with Scorsese that was good. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, the opening substance bit where I mean I thought that was solid. I'd rather have that the movie theater bit more than anything Jimmy Kimmel does. And anything he has up his sleeve. I'd rather have those kinds of Conan bits than anything Jimmy Kimmel does. But yeah, I would be happy to see him next year. Let him be the new Billy Crystal. Let him do as many years as he wants. I was happy. Maybe my favorite bit is trying to think. A lot of the monologue was good, and going back to the sandworm playing the piano. Maybe that's my favorite thing. Just that sort of old school Conan absurdity of just some guy in a costume doing something silly. Like that to me is pure Conan. and I'm happy that he got to do that on the Oscars. So yeah, good job, Conan. So yeah,
GG Coco.
Yeah. All right, so back to the awards. We have
the Wicked thing at the beginning. Was that good?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, okay, yeah. Hold on. I got some other things. You know what? Let's talk more about the ceremony. Good call, Siobhan. I wrote down the Wizard of Oz thing. It was good. I think Grande and Erivo. I liked them in Wicked, and they just got to do some songs from the Wizard of Oz and the Wiz, and they did, of course, Defying Gravity. I think it was beautifully staged. Erivo knocked out of the park doing the Wicked thing. I think good opening. The Bond thing, the James Bond.
That was interesting.
I liked most of what was going on there.
Me too. I was just like, why? They've celebrated Bond multiple times. I feel like they've done like 3 or 4 big celebrations of Bond, baby. It felt like a paid advertisement from Amazon to me.
The rationale they opened by saying, "Hey, in honor of the Broccolis winning an honorary Oscar, this past year, let's honor Bond one more time." And it did feel like an in memoriam in a way of like, here's the old Bond.
A little bit.
Yeah, we know it's never going to be as good as this anymore. I enjoyed the sentiment. I enjoyed Margaret Qualley dancing.
Starting off with her substance bite on her finger. That was really cute.
And then we had 3 singers sing 3 Bond songs. Doja Cat, Ray, and the rest. I can't remember the third singer's name. Sorry, but it was good. Maybe they could have cut it down. Maybe in my opinion, it just should have been Ray. I think she's a great singer. Maybe not the best rendition of Skyfall ever that she did. Maybe she should have sang another song. I don't know. It felt a little off. I like the sentiment, but the follow through wasn't the best. But whatever.
Yeah, I'd give it a passing grade. I thought it was fine. It was just like just a little, off, a little weird, but like it was fine, kind of cool.
What about the Queen Latifah honoring Quincy Jones song?
I don't remember it that much. I remember, but I also remember it being passable, like being fine, kind of fun.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. It was fun. It was fun. The In Memoriam. Any thoughts on that?
Oh, yes, because these last few years I've railed against them. They have done such a piss poor fucking job. Last year is the worst In Memoriam they've ever done. It was a disgrace. It honestly pisses me off to think about it. This year they course corrected. They still did the circular screen thing, but they let the camera just linger there so we could actually see the people that are being displayed, and they displayed more people. They didn't try to rush through it. The song choice was odd to say the least, but I think they gave plenty of time to recognize a good variety of artists, business people in the industry that we lost this last year, and give a lot of them I love when they do the play a 2-second clip of a famous line of theirs thing. They did that for a lot of people, and I appreciated that. It's a thing that I'm touchy about the In Memoriam, and I think they did an A-okay job. Still could be better, but compared to the last 3 years, which I think have been disgraceful, this is totally good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do agree with that. It felt like it was handled better. They gave a lot of time to Gene Hackman, who just passed away.
A lot of time with Gene Hackman. He got like an opening and ending.
Yeah, opening and closing. Some people said they should have given more attention to David Lynch.
Well, I agree, but also I think they kind of did like a big 3 thing at the end.
Yeah.
They did David Lynch, was it Quincy Jones, and then they did, James Earl Jones.
Yes, James Earl Jones.
David Lynch, James Earl Jones, and Gene Hackman, and I think each of those 3, like, they got a separation before they started, and then they got a little bit extra time.
Yeah.
So I think they did fair. Like it would be great to have gotten a real big tribute, like maybe since Isabella Rossellini was already nominated, she wore the blue velvet dress but there's still a chance we could get that in the future. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And she had Laura Dern with her as her date.
She had Laura Dern, yes.
But yeah, I'm not totally with people who say that David Lynch should have got more. Well, of course David Lynch should have got more.
She should have got more.
He should have got more. No,
I don't think he was disrespected in any way.
Yeah, let me rephrase. Like, of course I always want more David Lynch. I think I'm still feeling the loss. Irreplaceable Hollywood icon, creative mind. We'll never get one of those ever again. But it's the fucking Academy Awards. Like, they're never gonna really give proper respect, or enough respect, I should say, to those kinds of outsiders. The fact that, like, he got an honorary Oscar, and right before his death he got a lot of acclaim from the right places. Like, I'm glad that happened at least. So
yeah, I mean, these last few years of his life, he's definitely been given flowers, I would say. Like, he's been very appreciated. And I think he'll be continued to be appreciated in the thing that actually matters, the art, that people are making. Like, he'll continue to live on through that stuff for a very, very long time, for as long as time in memoriam. And I think that wraps up our show. Are we done?
Yeah. Well, hold on. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 awards to go.
Really?
But yeah, we've got so many.
Okay.
Do you think we were done? Do you think we were just going to do that and not talk about the actors?
No, yeah, the in memoriam, that's the end. If like death is the end, right?
No, death is only the beginning.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
All right, best supporting actors, best supporting actor, best supporting actress. Okay. Do we even want to I mean, come on.
They're both written in the stars.
Yeah.
We all knew them both coming in. Can I comment on them? I saw Real Pain and Kieran Culkin in the meantime, and don't think it's been mentioned on the show. I don't think I talked about it last week.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he's very good in the movie. But he's very, very good in the movie. I don't want to brush him off at all. But I am surprised he's this dominant. Personally, I would have gone with Guy Pearce or Yuri Borisov, but it's all right. Or even Edward Norton. Fuck. But like, it's cool that Kieran, whatever. He has 900 awards now. Mm-hmm. Again, like, there's just a part of me that feels like he's getting that Succession runoff. Best supporting actress, I certainly would not have given it to Zoe Saldana.
No,
absolutely not. Like based purely on the performance, I think she's okay in the movie. But it's okay. I mean, it's a career Oscar. She's somebody that, like, I always forget has been here longer than she has, as long as she has been. Like, she's been working for a real goddamn long time, and I forget that.
Yeah.
Because she just looks so young.
Yeah.
No, but, it's fine for a piece of shit movie, and she didn't talk about any of the things. She also had a backstage thing where she went back and said, I'm sorry to Mexican people or whatever.
Yeah, but the movie's not about Mexico.
She apologized for her own movie after she won the Oscar for it. So yeah, here I would have given it to either, let's see, Monica Barbaro, Ariana Grande, Felicity Jones, or Isabella Rossellini, I would say.
So any of the other ones.
I put Zoe Saldana flat 5th place. Not even kidding, she's 5th place.
Yeah, no, for me, she's 5th place. Absolutely. I would have loved Isabella Rossellini. Sorry, I would have loved Isabella Rossellini winning, even though
it would have been a magic moment.
Yeah, it would have been amazing. I almost put her down, but I knew it was going to be Saldana.
Yeah,
no surprise. Yeah. And yeah, Kieran Culkin, I think he just rode that wave from Sundance last year all the way to now. I do love him in that movie. I think the thing he does is great. Yes. But yeah, I mean, I think I like Guy Pearce a little bit more. It would have been great if he won, but there was no chance. Culkin just rode that wave. Okay, so we both got those right. Let's jump to directing. Okay.
Directing. Can't have directing without erecting.
Speaking of erecting, The Brutalist is something I almost put down.
Oh.
But I didn't, because I had a feeling it was going to go Nora's way, and as soon as it won the PGA and DGA those weeks ago, I kind of knew, yeah, it's going to be a Nora for these top two. So I put directing for directing, put a Nora, and a Nora won. Sean Baker wins a 3rd Oscar. Siobhan, what'd you do?
I did not give it up to Sean Baker I didn't choose him for screenplay. I didn't choose him for editing, but I did choose him for directing.
Okay.
I was tied with Brady, but like I went to Sean Baker with this one.
Yeah. Good speech. This is a speech where, like I mentioned earlier, Hulu cut out for me, but I got most of the speech in before the cutoff. I loved they spent this speech talking about the importance of going to movies, the importance of distributing movies, the theatrical experience, the fact that we've lost 1,000 indie theaters over COVID, and we're still losing more and more. Great stuff from Sean Baker in regards to that. Solid win. I personally would have picked. My favorite in that category is The Substance, but there was no chance Farge was going to win. The Brutalist would have been my real serious, like, please pick this one, even though I love them both.
Yeah,
but
and Mangold got robbed.
Mangold. Mangold in another year would have been the worst in that category. Worst, but no. Right. Hey, good old Emilia Perez is the worst in the category yet again.
At least he made a competent movie.
Yeah, it was a very competent. Hey, Mangold for a complete unknown versus Emilia Perez and what's his name? Audiard. Audiard can go screw. Piece of shit. Director. Okay, directing. We both got that right.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, 2 big ones.
2 really big ones with a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Well, speaking of a lot to talk about, Best Actor. All right. This is another tempting category where I could have put down sort of somebody who's coming in and possibly taking away the frontrunner's Oscar. I almost put down Timothée Chalamet because he won the SAG just a week ago. But of course I had to give it to Brody. I think it was Brody's to lose, so I put down Brody, and he won. Siobhan, what'd you do?
Yeah, I was caught by temptation. And I picked Sebastian Stan from The Apprentice.
Did you really?
No. Okay. No, I did get caught by temptation. I picked Timothée Chalamet from A Complete Unknown.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought he'd do it. I thought he had a good shot at least. Like it felt to me like it wasn't like Timothy had suddenly gained momentum. It was like Adrian had lost momentum. That's more what it was for me. But not enough. Definitely not enough momentum to not win that Golden Man. And now let's talk about Adrian Brody. Okay, so let me just go. So he holds the record now for the longest speech in Oscars history.
Yes.
At 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
Insane.
That seems a little low. I'm surprised people haven't gone past that. B, when he cut off the music. So Adrian Brody gives this speech that, like, he says nothing at all. Like, for 5 minutes, like, he talks about nothing. Like, his speech, he talks like he hasn't, like, been a regular working actor for the last 20 something years. Like, he's remained a movie star and a TV star since then. He's had multiple Emmy nominations for guest starring and shit. Like, he had that whole, what was it, David Copperfield thing. Like, he definitely has been, like, a name in the conversation for a long time. It's not like he just won the Oscar for The Pianist and disappeared. No, Adrian Brody's been around. He's been a name. He starred in The Predator. And then, like, just telling them, like, he's just, like, I don't know, lying about himself or really gassing himself up. That's all he's doing. And then telling the music to shut off. It was just such an ultimate shithead move. Like, hey, shut it off. I've been through this before. Like, just, God, I loved it so much. Just such a piece of shit thing to do. It's like he kept going because he was like, if I keep going, eventually I'll say something profound, right? Like, eventually I'll find something. And he never actually
He never did. He never did.
But in seriousness, I can't really blame him for being a little scatterbrained, because earlier in the night he was sexually assaulted by Halle Berry.
Yeah, I saw this.
Came up and gave him a kiss unprompted.
Yeah.
Which is something we should take more seriously.
Yeah.
Now, Marcel, do you want to talk about his speech a little bit?
Yeah, I want to talk about his speech. It went on, and I kind of zoned out, to be honest. I kind of picked up my phone and scrolled through Twitter and saw people were making fun of him already because he was going on and on. So I kind of missed, like, some of what he was talking about.
Yeah. Even if you're paying attention, it's easy to miss what he's talking about.
Yeah. No.
Well, I mean, I do have a small bit here.
I was gonna ask, like, did you write some of it down? Like, do you have it with you? Can you kind of repeat what he said? Because again, I missed some of it.
I picked out, like, what I thought was kind of the most important stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not going to talk for the full 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Okay. No. But he started off it started off good. Yama, Jamaica man, you know, Rastafari, you got your old family in the house, me got Sean Peter, me got Sean Paul, me got Sean Mary, me got Sean John, we all in the house now, man, respect, all spec, me respect, my neck spec, me neck spec, me knee spec, me ankle spec, me got a real, we got a great show, we got Kingston in the house over here. Boy, bruiser, blow up, kill him on, kill bossa boy, yaman. We got the whole crew now, And then this is where the music started. And he kind of went with it. He said, all right, give it a big up enough for respect of dance hall players, the Sean John. And then the music, this is when he let the music play, but he gives off one more, Brooklyn, Yama, kill 'em all. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah. So
This is like, what is he even doing? You
what
know?
is it even do for? And 5 minutes and 40 seconds. A lot of that. Just a lot of that.
He wore dreadlocks.
Dreadlocks. He stopped in the middle of his speech, went down to his wife, who he threw gum at earlier, and she gave him the dreadlocks, like a whole outfit to put on, the beanie, like Rastafarian outfit, and then he went back up there, finished his speech. Very weird.
Yeah, weird stuff.
All right, best leading actress.
All right.
This one, again, like I said earlier, my feed cut out, so I was just hearing. I saw some of it and heard what was happening over a phone. You know, where a TV screen in New Jersey was being FaceTimed here in Austin. Okay. You saw this live, Siobhan. You go first. Your reaction to Mikey Madison winning.
Hell yeah, Mikey Madison won. And I was a little taken aback. I didn't expect it. I really didn't. I didn't think it'd happen. But now that she has won, I dig it. Look, I picked Demi Moore, The Substance. I assume you did as well, Marcelo.
Yes, I picked Demi Moore.
Yes, we both picked Demi Moore. It seemed the most obvious choice. It seemed like career win for her. And it's the type of career win that everybody can get behind, so it's actually a good fucking movie and a really bold role. But I've seen this backlash against Mikey. That's like it's like literally what happens in The Substance, and like but is that her fault? Like, younger people start acting like, I don't know what the fuck you want from her. She did give an amazing performance in Anora. She's a whole character. And she's great in the movie.
Yeah.
But I can't remember her speech at all. But Bruce the Kielbasa boy. Do you have anything to say about it?
Like I said earlier, I think it was a deserving win. It was surprising here. The three of us were a little shocked. I was shocked, but also it was in the cards.
Yeah, I was shocked. I'll say that. I was surprised.
I was a little shocked, a little disappointed, but like you're saying, I'm with you. I think it's a good win. I'm happy she won. And I did not put down Mikey Madsen. Like I think I said this earlier. Yeah, I'll repeat it. I should have, because I've been saying it for weeks now. I remember saying it to our past guest Matt Curion, and he scoffed at me. I go, listen, if Anora is going to win Best Picture, there's a very good chance that Mikey Madison will win Best Actress, because it tends to happen that the Academy will award a lead actress if they have a powerful lead performance in the Best Picture winning movie. I said all of that for weeks, and yet I didn't put Mikey Madsen down. I guess I just didn't want to believe it. I wanted. I went more with my heart. I was like, I would have loved Demi Moore's Oscar speech. I would have loved her winning. It would have been incredible. But it's still a good win. But I'm not as disappointed as when Emma Stone won over Lily Gladstone. That was more of a come on. Like,
yeah, that one upset me more.
Yeah.
yeah.
That one was rough. Even Emma Stone was like, Jesus Christ. But okay, yeah, and people are pissed off. People are like, yeah, like you said, Siobhan, it's like a real life The Substance. Forgetting that not too long ago, Michelle Yeoh won an award. Frances McDormand won an award. I don't know the math behind it, but I don't know law. The average age of the lead actresses. I don't know if they're younger. I don't know if they're older, but if it feels like it's not
Anna
just
Paquin sure brings it down.
Anna Paquin brings it down. But it doesn't feel like it's it's just exclusively young starlets who are winning these awards for lead actress.
No, it does not at all feel like that.
Yeah, but whatever. It is a tough loss for some people because Demi Moore, this was her time, this is her moments, and it didn't happen. But wow, oh well, a good winner won.
It's a little bummer of just like what could have been, but also I don't know. Hey, maybe it's a huge boost to the start of a great career. I mean, think about it that way.
Exactly.
Demi Moore's already made. We know who Demi Moore is. She's great.
Yeah.
One thing about the best director category, Quentin Tarantino presented it.
Yes.
He seemed like he had no interest in doing it. Maybe he even felt like bothered that he was doing it. I don't know. He's just a weird fucking guy. And also, it is funny to have him presenting it when he has never won Best Director.
I mentioned that here.
I'm sure that went through his head.
I think maybe that's why he was annoyed. It's like, why am I presenting this? I've never won this award. You motherfuckers never gave me this award. Why am I presenting it?
And then and giving it to Sean Baker, and Sean Baker getting to call out to him, though, right there and say, hey, me seeing Maggie Madison in Once Upon a Time is the only reason she's in the movie. So, like, or it's the only reason Honora happened. So, like, I thought that little tiny call out was kind of fun.
Yeah, I think that was a good call out. With every passing year, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think it might be his most important work. Quentin Tarantino, it's creating these. It helped to launch a lot of stars. Now it's such an interesting movie because of that. Mikey Madison, Austin Butler. Margaret Qualley.
It's something he did it again, like, which is kind of amazing. Like, he did that earlier in his career with Reservoir Dogs and especially Pulp Fiction, where he kind of like started something. He started like a little bit of a movement, and then, like, it feels like he might have done it again with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, so Mikey Madison. Congratulations. I think the first Ghostface to win Best Actor award. Happy about that.
Well, and we don't know if she killed Dewey, because now we have the news that, that David Arquette's coming back to Scream 7.
No. Is that real?
Yes.
No. Okay.
David Arquette is going to be in Scream 7.
This is breaking news to me. I don't know this. Siobhan is breaking it to me now.
Yeah, so we saw her stab Dewey, but now there's a potential that Dewey might be alive.
That is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. I hate this franchise now. I went from loving it to saying it's one of the best to now just go fuck off, Scream.
Just go to hell. Like, what? Fuck you.
God, fucking Spyglass, piece of shit. All right. Best Picture. I did not see this live. I did not see this live. I was pissed off.
See this live. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, Marcelo.
It's fine. I got over it. My girlfriend was worried about me. It's like, "Are you okay?" And I just like sat there silently, and I just went, "I'm fine." But I really wasn't.
That's sweet.
I went with Honora because I had a feeling it was Honora's night. Siobhan, what did you put down?
So in our pool, we did a pool in our Discord, talkfilmsociety.com/Discord. I had chosen Conclave for, like, I filled it out like 3 or 4 days before, and like there were a few choices that I like swapped in and out in that time since, but I kept Conclave there until just a few hours before the ceremony. I changed it to Honora at the last second.
Oh, wow.
And I just got a sudden wind went through my ears and told me, it shouted the name Honora.
Ooh.
Like the name, like in a certain movie I watched. So yeah, I ended up picking Honora. Yeah. And totally happy with the win. Would I have given it to The Brutalist over Honora? Sure. But Anora is probably my number 2 choice. I mean, maybe Nickel Boys, but no, I'd probably go with Anora either way. So I'm very happy about the win, and it is a win that, like, it feels like a movie that feels very 2024, 2025. It feels like a movie of this moment. Like we talked about Brutalist, and we said it feels like a defining film, an era defining film, and it does. But I have a argument to say why Anora also feels like that. It's just in a different way. It's Zoomers owning their bodies, doing what they have to do to get by, trying to live, trying to live their best lives. And then Nora, she's given the literal dream. Some rich, charming asshole comes in and swifts you away. She basically wins the lottery, gets to leave her shitty roommate in their shitty apartment under the shitty subway. That's like the most relatable dream that we all have. And then it gets taken away from her, and she does everything she can to fight back and try to keep what she can. And, like, I do believe that Ani loved Vanya in the end, but she loved the dream more. She loved the money more. And by the end, she's left with, she's just back where she began with just like a pot smoking, quiet loser who, she's probably better for anyway, but she just has to accept that she's been given the dream and had it ripped away from her, and she's coming to terms with having to go back to this shitty stripper life with a grunt boyfriend, even if she does like him. Plus now she probably has more trust and intimacy and abandonment issues, more trauma. So it's a film of the moment. It captures our anxieties, our economic depression, our wishes, our realities. There's the rich, and then there's everybody else. And goddamn it, we all want to be the rich.
Yeah, Siobhan, I could not have put it better. It is a film of the moment. Again, I would have picked The Brutalist.
Me too.
I'm with you, but hey, I think it's a good win. I'm very happy that it won. Again, happy for Sean Baker and the messages he was putting out there all through the night. And yeah, I put down a Nora. I got that right. And now, should we reveal our numbers? I mean, folks counting at home, they probably already know, but we can reveal our ballots, the final total.
Sure.
You want to go first, Siobhan?
Well, the ballot counts everything in threes. So hold on, let me divide.
Just divide by 3. Oh yeah, you're
by 3.
You're going by the Oscar pool thing.
Yes. So I got 14 out of 23.
14 out of 23. Look,
it's an up in the air year. I feel disgusted by it, but also what I was seeing from other people was about the same numbers. Mm-hmm. So it was just an up in the air year,
Yeah.
One of them shaky years. Could have been anything.
Not my best year. First time in a while I've not gotten above 17, I think. I got a 16 out of 23.
16. So you did beat me by a whole ass 2, which that's a definitive victory, I'll say.
Now, for those keeping track, I should mention this. If you listened last year, you may remember me talking about Elise and I going against each other with these ballots. She beat me last year. I think she had 20 out of 23, maybe. It's pretty good. And I think I got 18 or 19. This year, though, she also got 16 out of 23, so we tied.
Wow.
Yeah. And the year before that, I beat her, the year before last year. So I got one.
This is a real draw situation.
Yeah. Ooh. I got one, she got one, and we tied this year. So
if you're still together for another year, that's
we'll see. We'll see. I think that's the only thing keeping us together, just waiting until next year to see who wins the Oscar pool between us. Now, I'll say if folks want to know, well, I'll just say it. If folks want to know who won the Talk from Society poll, just wait a few seconds. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we did an Oscar poll at Talk from Society, and the night of
talkfromsociety.com/discord.
Yes. The night of the ceremony, Elise put in her picks, and the aforementioned Gianna, Elise's friend, put in her picks. Now, Gianna, I'll mention this. She played in the Talk from Society Oscar pool 2 years ago because Elise shared the link with her, and she won part of the pool. I'll say that.
We were going through FanDuel.
Yeah. So she is, I think, a solid player, is what I'm trying to say. So she came in this year. She wanted to play again.
22 respects.
I don't know what that means.
I can't say dollars.
Oh, respects. So she earned 22 respects, as Siobhan was saying,
and she was able to trade in those respects for $1 a piece.
So Gianna ended
up getting... That's how gambling works. That's how they get around gambling in Japan. You earn like coins or whatever through playing pachi slots, and then you get to turn in those points for currency.
I did not know this.
Yes.
So she got 18 out of 23 this year, and she won the overall pool. So congrats to her. 18 out of 23, better than anybody else who filled out a ballot for the pool. So 18 out of 23.
See, our winner still missed 5. Like that's,
exactly. That's
wild.
It was a shaky year. A lot of it was unpredictable.
And we had a lot of people in there. We had a decent chunk of people play this year.
Yeah.
For fun.
Yeah. But yeah, that
for respect.
Those are the for respects for several respects. So there you go. Oscars done. I did not do better this year. I don't think I'm a good predictor. I'm not a good prognosticator.
Marcelo.
I think I'm terrible at this.
Marcelo.
16 out of 23. I could have done a lot better. Like I said, I should have went with Mikey Madison. I should have went with Best Sound, Dune. What other mistakes did I make here? Production design. I went more with my heart this time.
It's what it could have should have, Marcelo. And look, if you lose following your heart, you didn't really lose.
Okay. Well,
except you did lose, but
I did lose.
I lost more.
Okay. Well,
take solace in that.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
Okay,
and those are the Oscars. We're done. No more Oscar talk. There's no other reason to talk about the awards. So rest in peace.
Wrong, awards. Marcelo.
What are you talking about?
We have one final reason to talk about the Oscars.
Get the
this
fuck
year,
out of here.
in the year 2025, 97th Annual Academy Awards, hosted by Conan O'Brien, ABC, and Hulu.
No way.
Good joke, guys. Maybe that was Conan's best joke of the night. That you could watch it on fucking Hulu. Yes, we have, as aforementioned, talkfilmsociety.com/discord, talkfilmsociety.com/discord. Join, become a member. Somebody just honked outside. Join, become a member, potentially earn respect or lose it here in this segment. I come in here, I ask a question every week, and this, in our Talk Awards channel, this will be our goodbye to the Talk Awards channel until like December or whenever we bring it back.
Oh yeah.
So, our last question for the show, I asked people for their favorite moment or win of the night, and their least favorite moment or win of the night. Okay?
Yeah.
So 2 things. I asked for 2 things from everybody. Let's see what happens. Jay McMillan is the first one up. He says his favorite win of the night was I'm Still Here. I have to assume he means when it won for Best International Film. His least favorite win of the night was Honora for editing and screenplay. So a party foul on that. You can't say two things, but yeah, I think he just hates Sean Baker from the talk he was making during the awards. Mm-hmm. This is not a fan of Sean Baker, which, fair enough. I can't hate on it. I mean, I can, and I will, but you still get two party fouls there. Mm-hmm. Or not one party foul. Like you did, you get one party foul for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, we all have our opinions.
And that's the thing.
That's the thing here. I have an opinion. Siobhan has an opinion. Jay McMillan has an opinion.
Next up, Zephyr, the Zephyr song. Can I get your hand to ride on? Just a piece of leg to bite on. What a night to fly my kite on. Do you want to flash your light on? Take a look, it's on display for you. Coming down, no, not today. Did you meet your fortune teller? Get it off with no propeller. Do it up, it's on with Stella. What a way to finally smell her. Pick it up, but not too strong for you. Take a piece and pass it on. Fly away on my Zephyr. I feel it more than ever. And in this perfect weather, we'll find a place together. Fly on my wind. Rebel and a liberator, find a way to be a skater, rev it up to levitator, super friendly aviator. Take a look, it's on display for you. Coming down, no, not today. Fly away on my Zephyr. I feel it more than ever. And in this perfect weather, we'll find a place together. In the water where I center my emotion, all the world can pass me by. Fly away on my Zephyr. We'll find a place together. Whoa, 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 do you? Yeah, 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 yeah. Whoa, 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 want to? Yeah, 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 yeah. Fly away on my Zephyr. I feel it more than ever. And in this perfect weather, we'll find a place together. In the water where I center my motion, in all the world can pass me by. Fly away on my Zephyr. We're gonna live forever. Zephyr. She says her favorite was No Other Land, and so assuming that she meant that it won Best Documentary Feature. And her least favorite was anything for Amelia Perez. I'll accept it. No party fouls.
Congrats.
It did win 2 awards. So don't make it seem like it's more than it was. It was only 2. Still too many, but it's 2.
Yeah.
Not the Who's Tommy says the real award is that now we never have to talk about Amelia Perez again. Good joke, Tommy.
Solid.
Thank you, Thomas. Thomas, we love your jokes. Not the Who's Tommy, Tom and Marinara, Thomas Mariani. He is the co-host of formerly of Double Edge Double Bill, current co-host of Cinema to the Letter with his fellow leather boy Brian Andrade. Thomas Marinara, the big TM, the Transcendental Meditator, the Tax Man, the Terminator Machine, the Titty Meister himself. He is here always to give us some good gags, and we love him for it.
Keep it up.
Joey, former guest on the show, Joey Hamilton. Favorite win, Flo. How in character. The animation guy. Never been so happy to be wrong on a podcast, he says. Yeah, you and me, we were saying Flo, and then this bitch out here, he was saying the wild robot. So who's the animation guy now, Joey? Huh? Come on, we're gonna talk about that next year.
Yeah, next year. Yeah. Get
Least
ready
fave
for a
win. Okay, well, we're gonna fight. Adrian Brody for best actor. Speeching for that long when others had gotten cut off was obnoxious. I agree.
Mm-hmm. And who was it? The sound guys got cut off.
The sound guys, yes, and visual effects too, I believe.
Yeah. Ugh.
Which they always do. Visual effects always get cut off.
Yeah.
Noah Cassidy. Favorite win. Favorite win, Flo. Least favorite win, El Mall. I could probably dig that. El Mall is a piece of shit, but also, you know what? Fine. This should have been the year that Diane got it.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, just fuck it. Like, just give
do it. Just do it. Should have done it.
I think there was like somebody recorded her like reactions, and it was just kind of sad. The real Matt C, former co-guest on this, he's on our best actor episode. Favorite win, Flo. A lot of people love Flo over here. What the hell?
Love it. Love the Flo love.
Favorite moment, Ben Stiller production design bit, piano playing Sandworm. Okay, so first off, I asked for favorite win or favorite moment, not both. So I would give you a party foul, but you also are the first person to bring up favorite moment. So I'm actually going to take away that party foul. Now, once as we've established, party fouls cannot be completely wiped away once they've been given out. So I do have to give it somewhere. Tommy, sorry, man. I just gotta give it to you. I don't know what you did, but you didn't answer my question. First off, you just made some joke. Mm-hmm. But then Matt here, he says Ben Stiller production design bit. That was good. That was funny.
Yeah,
classic. And then the piano playing Sandworm. But he gives us two favorite moments, so that is a party foul directly to Matt because he went over his limit. And then over down here, he gives us his least favorite win, Brody, a.k.a. Chatty Cathy. Ooh, what a sassy motherfucker. And his least favorite moment, Perez Songwriters. Okay, so again, I'm just going to chalk this one up. You got two party fouls for this one, Matt. And I will not apologize. Zephyr, she comes back. Fly away on Isaac. I also have another least fave. The Amelia Perez winners never acknowledging the trans community. That is a party foul for both of them. For you and them.
For Zephyr and Amelia Perez.
Yes. Cool J-Ma, favorite moment. The Carla Sofia Gascon's publicist line. I assume that was a joke at the beginning of the show.
Yes. The joke was Conan said Honora has 432 fucks. That's also the number of fucks he didn't say fucks, he said F words. That's a number of F words that Gascon's publicist said this season. Something like that. That was a joke.
It's all right. Not the Who's Tommy Marinara, Thomas Mariani. Cinema 2 letter, patreon.com/cinema 2 letter, the Titty Meister. Favorite win, he's already racked up a party foul, just not by his own fault though. Favorite win, Flo for best animated feature. God, we love Flo over here.
Yeah, Flo's the winner of the night.
Let it flow, baby. Least favorite win, Amelia Perez for best song. Great. I don't remember Amelia Perez winning best song. I remember El Mall from Amelia Perez winning best song.
Wow. Digging yourself in a deeper hole, Mariani.
Well, here's what's coming up. He's giving us favorite moments and least favorite moments, too. So, okay, we're going to dig this fucking hole. Favorite moment. Disappointed John Lithgow face for overlong speeches. Wish it was implemented for Adrian Brody's speech. Mm-hmm. Was that a bit?
Yes, that was another bit. Conan said, we're implementing a new rule this year. If your speech goes long, we will cut to John Lithgow making a sad face. And then they cut to John Lithgow making a sad face. They never did cut to John Lithgow throughout the entire ceremony.
Okay.
So it was just a gag. It never happened.
Least favorite moment, the one sound guy for Dune Part 2 getting the mic cut. Glad Miley Cyrus was visibly pissed off as she left the stage with them. That sucks. I want to see... I remember that happening, and I didn't actually get to see Miley Cyrus. Like, I want to see her, like, her reaction, because I'm interested. I saw a few people mention that. I'm sure I could look it up, and I will. But not the Histami, I already gave you kind of an unfair party foul earlier, and so you know what? I'm just going to let it apply to that. I'm not going to make a new party foul for you. Mm-hmm. Oh, also adored June Squibb. She's so wonderful, says the Matsy. They talked about the big three roles, Bill Skarsgård being June Squibb. I didn't care for that. I didn't laugh at it. But I saw she was 95, so I'm glad she's up there rocking it. We're just talking about other things we like here. I think that's the end of it. It's over.
Oh, Discord's it's over. Oh God, finally. Discord, we love you. Honestly, amazing.
I will be shutting down that channel tonight.
Oh, as of this recording, March 5th. So if you want to join the Discord, which I don't know if there's any way to do that. I don't know if Siobhan's already said this. Maybe she has.
Well, yeah, I've probably given out the link probably 5 times this episode alone. I'd say talkfilmsociety.com/Discord. That is a way that you can join the Talk Film Society. Discord, you could also do discord.gg/talkfilmsociety, I believe. It might be Talkfilm SOC. But yeah, either way, you can get your ass in there. We've got a lot of great people in there having fun, doing big discussions, having just a rollicking good time. I mean, you're hearing us. Imagine 100 of us. And that's what this place is like. How horrible. How horrid the thought.
Nobody wants to... you're not selling it right. But it's true. If you want more of this, go there.
People are fun. It's a good place.
It's really fun.
I've been in a lot of Discords. This, genuinely, I like this one a lot.
Mm-hmm. Good people. Now, there are good people. All right. That's it. No more. And normally I'd say, hey, it's time for the Gold Derby game. But there's no way.
But, hey, you just can't, right? So it's just, there's nothing to do, and we're going to head on to the end, right?
It's not like you can guess how many categories Gold Derby got right this year. Which is exactly what we're doing. It's the Gold Derby game.
Okay.
All right, so the Gold Derby game, if you don't know, the Gold Derby website is a place where experts, so-called experts, anybody who wants to, create an account, they can say, hey, this is good. This is going to win Best Picture. This is going to win Best Director. And then they add up all the numbers. They go, okay, this is the ranking. Number 1 slot will get an Oscar. Then number 2, not so much. Number 3, no way. Number 4, nah. Number 5, get out of here. It's never going to win. So now, the awards are done. We go to Gold Derby. How did they do?
How did they do? How do you do?
They do.
Derby? How do you do? How do you do? How did they do?
It's a very simple game.
It is the simplest of the season, but in some ways the hardest.
Yeah. Out of 23, how many categories, Siobhan, do you think Gold Derby got right on the money?
I know plenty of frontrunners did win, but there are also frontrunners that were like kind of barely frontrunners and were changing up to the moment pretty frequently. I never checked Gold Derby. I think I've been to the website once, and it was not for anything like this. It was for like an article. But I did look at another like odds predictor thing, and I I'm going to say they split the difference between you and me. I think they got 15.
You say 15?
Yeah, I'm thinking they did a piss poor job like all of us.
Mm-hmm. Well, Siobhan, unfortunately, you're wrong. And fortunately for Gold Derby, they got 18 out of 23.
Wow. Okay, get her money back.
She just cheated. No. I know she didn't cheat because I'm pretty sure she did not put... I'm going to read through some of the ones they got wrong, okay? So they put Demi Moore number 1. No, Mikey Madison won that one. They were wrong about Best Film Editing. They said Conclave. Nope, it was Nora. They were wrong about, let's see, Animated Feature. They put The Wild Robot. Nope, it was Flo.
Oh, you fools.
They put, for Animated Shorts, they put the winner at number 5 in The Shadow of the Cypress. They did get The Only Girl in the Orchestra. And then for live action short, they put Alien at number 1, but it was I'm Not a Robot, which they put number 4. So those were that's Gold Derby. So if I would have just gone to Gold Derby and just copied everything there, I would have gotten the same score as Gianna.
But like last year, if you had done the same thing, you would have done worse than you actually did.
True, that's true.
So it's not always. It's just not the best indicator. It's just like another thing to look at.
Yeah, exactly.
To ponder.
Yeah. And what else do we have to ponder? Let's do this. What do you think's gonna win the Oscar next year, Siobhan? Go ahead.
It's Yorgos' time. He's got a new film coming out this year. Poor Things couldn't do it, but it was close. It was probably the number 2 that year, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, this is it.
This is it. So
I think the film's untitled at this point, but whatever it ends up being, it's it.
You're shooting your shot. I'm gonna say this. I think it's Paul Thomas Anderson's year. I think he's gonna win.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna win Best Picture. He's gonna win Best Director. He'll win Best Screenplay.
This man has been hitting it out of the park left and right for his entire career. He's made every single film he's made has been nominated for at least one Oscar.
Something like that.
Yeah, I completely made that up, but it sounds good.
I don't think it's right at all.
Hard Eight's the one that's throwing me off, but I feel like Philip Baker Hall did get nominated for that, but I might be insane. But anyway, yes, he's absolutely a director who has been very close a few times. Like if No Country didn't exist, There Will Be Blood would have won. Like There Will Be Blood would have won in any fucking year within like a 5-year span of that year. It just happened to come out the same year as No Country, you know? Like, it's just, yeah, I hope you're right. I hope to God you're right, because I don't like Yorgos Lanthimos. I like Paul Thomas Anderson.
Another one who might be nominated, I hope the movie's good, is Del Toro for Frankenstein. That's a big one.
Could be this year's Nosferatu.
Yeah. And I'm just doing this off the cuff. I have no idea, other than the ones we just named.
Yeah,
I think that's it. I don't know
what... What if that Alfonso Cuarón movie comes together faster than we think?
Yeah, and Luca's making a new one that might be out this year.
Got a new one, yeah.
But yeah,
Steven Soderbergh.
Steven Soderbergh he already has one. He has another one in March.
Put that gold statue in the black bag, and wrap it up, because that's a good present, baby. Presents.
Yeah, presents. But yeah, so I guess we'll do this again next year, right? We'll see. See how we feel. I'm like it was said in a Best Picture nominee. It's not about the destination; it's about the journey. Or is that the other way around? It's not about the journey. Listen, it's about the destination.
If I'm alive in 200 days, I'm probably going to want to do this again. Yeah.
Okay, fair. Great to do this with you, Siobhan. Another great season, I think. Maybe the best one.
Loved it. Really had a great fun time this whole season. And, it's the highlight of my week doing this with you.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
Yeah, that's it. No more. And now we're off to dream it all up again. We'll be back with something new.
Keep your eyes on the Have a Nice Podcalypse feed, perhaps, or the patreon.com/commentaries feed. Well, definitely that one. We always put out at least one a month. Yeah, I mean, I guess those are my plugs.
Yeah. I'll mention Soderbergh Manifesto. The Presence episode is out. Black Bag episode is coming very soon. I'm seeing that movie in the next 2 weeks. So I think Mike Schindler, my co-host on that show, he's already seen it. So a new episode will come out sooner than later for Black Bag. But that's it. Listen to the commentaries, like Siobhan said. Can't wait to record more of those and talk about a certain guy with some eyebrows. Mr. Eyebrows, they call him.
Mr. Eyebrows. Mr. Eyebrows. Mr. Daughter of Mr. TikTok, Mrs. TikToker.
Mrs. TikToker. Just take a wild guess of who we're talking about, folks. All right, that's it. I've lost the will to live. This episode's gone on long enough. It is now midnight, 12:30. I'm tired.
Midnight 30, they call it.
So much Oscar talk, so much discourse.
Zero Dark 30. This is it. We're going in.
So much like Osama bin Laden, please shoot me in the head. I'm out. Thank you, folks, for listening. I'm tired. That's the final note I'm gonna leave it on. I'm tired.
Very tired. Very tired. But look, an exciting fucking race. Like, if I feel blessed to have been given a race this crazy in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Don't you agree?
It might be very boring next year.
It might be. And that's okay. That's okay. We can go back to a boring year. I'm glad I got a year that was truly, it felt up in the air, Jason Reitman 2011.
Yeah. Where that movie was up for a lot of awards and it didn't end up winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like that year.
A pretty good movie, but why would it win anything?
So first year we did this was Everything Everywhere All at Once. Second year we did this was Oppenheimer. This year, Anora. So,
Okay, let me rank those. Anora, Oppenheimer, Everything Everywhere. Here we go.
Yeah. I'm going to rank them at this one's tough because I do love Everything Everywhere.
I know your third place. What's your first and second?
Wait, what do you think my third place is?
I would think it's Nora, just because I know you love Oppenheimer and especially Everywhere All at Once.
Well, okay. I'm glad we're doing this now.
I don't think you hate Anora.
I'm glad we're doing this now when I'm tired and I want to go to bed. But if Letterboxd is to be believed, I still have Oppenheimer at 4 stars. I think that's true.
Okay.
Which puts it underneath Anora.
Okay. Well, tell me your ranking, man. I'll be surprised.
Okay, it's Everything Everywhere. It's Anora, and then it's Oppenheimer.
Wow. Okay. Surprising.
But to me, that doesn't feel right. It feels like it should be Everything Everywhere, Oppenheimer, then Anora. Huh.
But it's just not that.
According to Letterboxd, apparently not. Apparently, a 4.5 for Anora is not is lesser than a 4 for Oppenheimer.
Hey, look, just like this year, nothing feels right. Nothing is going to go right. This is going to be a hellish, fucked up year for everybody. And I hope you all can survive it.
Yeah.
So thank you all for
On that
listening. And as we always say,
hey, we'll see you at the Oscars.
At the Oscars in 2026, the 98th Academy, hosted by Gal Gadot.
Nope, we never say that. All right, bye.
Good night.